What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Dad Does Videos. I'm standing here in front of the string light planters that I built about 6 years ago. It's actually my most popular video on my channel. Through those 6 years, I've gotten a ton of questions about these things, and I thought I'd spend a few minutes today talking through the answers to those questions that pop up time and time again. Let's get into it. Number one question I get is, have these things ever blown over? And then the answer is a resounding no. And quite frankly, it's not even been close. And we live in the Midwest, so we see our fair share of severe storms. We actually had a wind gust the other day that was almost around 90 miles an hour, and these things don't even move. And the reason is because I put 100 pounds of cement in these buckets. And by the way, because this question pops up here and there, I actually did mix the cement and the water inside the bucket. So 100 pounds of cement plus the resin bucket plus the 4x4, these things aren't going anywhere. Probably the second most popular question I get is about these wood posts. Are they warping? Are they rotting? Anything else weird going on with them? And again, the answer is no. Now, in my mind, there are two things that have helped that. First is that these are pressure treated. So when you go shopping for these, if you're going to do something like this, make sure you get the pressure treated posts. They hold up to the outdoor elements a bit better than the posts that are not pressure treated. Secondly, apply sealer, and apply it every couple years or whatever it says on the directions of the sealer that you're using. As you can see here, we can see a little bit of the wood grain, so I'm due for another coat of the sealer. Another question that I get quite a bit is about these resin buckets that I've used, and we have 5 of them, one for each of our planters, so I feel like that's a pretty good sample size. People are curious if the concrete has cracked them over time, especially considering going through the winters and then the thaws in the springs in the Midwest, the contraction, the expansion. Over time, nothing has phased these things. They have held up through 6 years now of all those outdoor elements and have not shown any signs of cracking or deteriorating in any way. A lot of people have expressed concern over potentially drowning their flowers or their plants in the bucket. And as you can see, these flowers are doing really, really well. And I attribute that success to drilling 3 or 4 small holes in the bucket right above the concrete line. That way, your plants get all the water they need and the excess just flows right out of the bucket through these holes. I gotta also think that in the winter time, allowing the water to drain out of these holes helps prevent the water from freezing in the buckets as well, which would in turn prevent any cracking. Another question I get quite a bit is whether the C hooks have held up over time. Now, the C hooks are the hooks that I installed into my wood posts to then allow me to attach the string lights to the wood post. Now, unfortunately, the C hooks that I used initially weren't strong enough. Those failed a couple times and my lights fell down. Luckily, I didn't have to replace my lights, but I did upgrade to stronger hooks. Let me show you what those look like now. I'm often asked if I regret not using a tension cable to support the string lights, and I don't, and I especially don't after upgrading my initially weak C hooks into stronger hooks. And the reason why I don't regret it is because I like the look of these drooping lights right here, and you can't create that look, you can't create that feel with the tension cable because it makes things, at least in my mind, a little bit too tight, a little bit too taut. I like this drooping effect here. It makes things feel just a little bit more charming. We talked earlier about how stable these are in storms. They're not going anywhere. What makes them stable also makes them hard to move. And that's another question that I've gotten a lot over the years. Hey, if I want to move these around my patio, how hard is that? And the answer to that, it's multifaceted. If you want to move them just 2 or 3 feet, it's not too bad. You can kind of scooch them along. If you have another set of hands, that's helpful. Like, I'm pushing on this moderately just to give you a sense of how movable they might be. Now, if you want to move them to another spot on your property, and that's I don't know, 50 feet away, you're gonna want a hand truck, you're gonna want some kind of dolly to do that because these are way too heavy for that kind of move. This is the part in the video where I feel like I need to answer the question that most of you are probably asking outside of those other ones. Hey, if you had to do it all over again, what would you do differently? And the one thing we've already talked about, just making sure I started with stronger hooks. The second thing is I created a 5th planter. In my initial video, I only had 4, but it felt like I was just missing one right in the middle of my patio. It just felt like the string lights were a little too long for my liking. They would have worked. I just felt like it looked better with another string light planter, so I made another one. The only other thing that I can think of right now that I would like to do differently, and maybe I will still add, is adding some solar lights to the top of the wood posts that would come on at the same time as the string lights. I think that would add kind of a nice effect as well. Thanks for watching, everybody.